So now we are into Coach Prime and Coach Prime's new drama. And apparently, Coach Prime has got everybody mad. Now, there's a lot of people back when this first happened, when he went from Jackson State to Colorado University. They were upset. They were mad. Umar Johnson, of course, was one of the people that was mad. Jason Whitlock was mad. Everybody said that it was Deion Sanders' responsibility to build Jackson State from the ground up, which, believe it or not, he did. I mean, the guy was out there doing the landscaping with 3 toes, you know what I'm saying? But that just wasn't good enough. That just wasn't good enough. They're just mad because Deion Sanders is a outspoken black dude that's stylish as hell. You know what I'm saying? He's an older guy. He's articulate. He got a good personality. It's almost impossible to not like the dude. And he thrives. And this dude just reeks. He just oozes copious amounts of untouchable positivity. And they hate that. Deion Sanders got my full support. He was out there mowing the lawn with them Ninja Turtle feet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, get a brother a break. What else y'all want him to do? He had to clean his own office up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the story of so many of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happens all the time. So many of us be down for the cause, trying to, you know what I'm saying, do what we can do, go hard in the paint, put in the amount of work, and it's just never enough. Now, if you ask me, Deion Sanders did more than enough to lay the foundation to where Jackson State could build off of what he had done there. It's not his responsibility to build Jackson State from the ground up. I'm sorry. I completely disagree with that notion. I completely disagree with anybody trying to shame Deion Sanders for going to Colorado State. I mean, no. Where do you see a coach cutting the grass at? Come on. He shouldn't have had to do all that. You know what I'm saying? This dude is an NBA, you know what I'm saying, and a Major League Baseball Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, no. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. But that's just how I feel, though. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel. And if you guys agree with Carlton, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Carlton says, a confident black man is dangerous to WS society. Confidence is contagious. Facts. And imagine, and he's really dangerous because he's going to be instilling confidence into the minds and psyche of a lot of those young men that he's coaching. And, you know, they want to destroy the minds while they're young. And Deion Sanders is going to be somebody that is giving people brain food. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be building minds. You know what I'm saying? They want people that are going to destroy minds. You know what I'm saying? My man John says Deion literally was using his own money to help the school, and he brought in 30 million into that area and brought in sponsors. And the thanks he got was them not paying him a part of the ticket sales and them trashing him. They trashed him when he left. You know what I'm saying? But that's what happens though. That's the story of so many people. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel sorry for Jackson State. You know what I'm saying? And I do feel very happy for Deion Sanders. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Coach Prime, and I wish him continued success. I do got some critiques. You know what I'm saying? It is some things that I wish he would or wouldn't do better. But, you know, oh, shoot. Ultimately, I wish him the best. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that he's a great example, if you ask me. I don't care what Jason Whitlock says. I don't care what Umar Johnson says. I don't care what none of them people say. You know what I'm saying? They don't mean shit to me. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Colorado State coach Jay Norvell just heated up the rivalry with number 18 Colorado by poking at his counterpart Deion Sanders. So what we're going to see what Jay Norvell said, and I'm going to ask you how you guys feel about what he said. On his coach's show Wednesday night, Norvell made a reference to Sanders' tendency to wear a hat along with sunglasses at news conferences and said, when I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my glasses off. Okay, well, that's you that does that. There's no rule that says that anybody needs to do that. And since there's no rule that says that anybody needs to do that, Deion Sanders doesn't have to change his everyday swag to match how you feel. If I was Deion Sanders, I would double down on what I'm doing. I would, as a matter of fact, I would bring 2 hats. I would bring 1 hat for my game and then a super fly swaggy drip hat for the interview. And then what I would do is I would tell Norvell, maybe if you did anything like what I do, maybe your pay might be somewhere near mine. Let me ask you guys a question. Are you tired of particular people trying to micromanage what you do and how you do it? Everybody knows that Deion Sanders got that primetime, quote unquote, showtime look. That's his thing. He's always had that. He's always been like that. It is what it is. Now, if he wasn't Deion Sanders, if he was Nathan Huckleberry, everybody would be like, oh, you know, Nathan Huckleberry's an independent thinker and he's so confident, and you know, he's easily visibly identified by his unique style of dress and swagger. Nah, man, keep the glasses on. Yeah. Not like how Skip said it to Shay Shay though. Yeah, facts. I gotta agree with Last Name. Shout out to Last Name. Last Name said the student body will be wearing hats and sunglasses tomorrow, as they should, to show support. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta agree with Denise. Denise says those who micromanage others are simply IMO. Yeah, facts. What he needs to worry about. Shout out to Eddie. Eddie said coach needs to worry about his sorry ass team rather than what Deion is rocking. I literally was just about to say the same thing. He needs to worry about hopefully winning that game. That's what he needs to worry about. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to worry about what the coach is wearing. You need to worry about getting that football in the end zone and making sure that you hit them field goals. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Norvell also mentioned his players had a chip on their shoulder after conducting interviews with ESPN in advance of the game, dubbed the Rocky Mountain Showdown. The Rams are a 23.5-point underdog, according to FanDuel Sportsbook on Saturday night against Colorado at sold-out Folsom Field. Now, I'm not into sports that much. I've been promising for at least the last year and a half that I was going to start covering more sports topics, but I have been like kind of, you know, covering a little bit of what's been going on with Deion Sanders. And, you know, I cover some, you know, Uncle Shay from time to time. I think I might post a video about the results of that game. You know what I'm saying? I think we're gonna look at this article too about what he said about these the glasses comment. All right. I sat down with ESPN and I don't care if they hear it in Boulder. I told them I took my hat and I took my glasses off. Norvell said on his show that aired from a restaurant in Fort Collins, Colorado. That's what my mother taught me. One thing that your mother didn't teach you was how to be a successful Hall of Famer like how Deion Sanders is. That's one thing that your mom didn't teach you, though. You know what I'm saying? All right. Hey, if you guys agree with Denise, give me a thumbs up. Let Primetime stomp that ass. Facts. Whip that trick. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys show some love to my man AB Promotion with the $4.99 super chat. Your favorite YouTuber, ask somebody. Facts, ask them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tarek. Tarek says, this and my previous point. P.S. Not that Warren Sapp necessarily a great guy, but Brett Favre absolutely sickens me. Yeah, I wonder if Brett Favre's mom taught him not to scam. Do you guys think that Brett Favre's mom taught him not to scam? You think she taught him not to steal? She might have, but he did it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, his words drew applause from the crowd. The Rams, who are 1-0, have lost 5 straight to Colorado, 2-0 in the series. Sanders responded to the remarks Thursday at practice in a video posted on YouTube, which we'll be watching. Sanders started out by saying, "Beautiful day, ain't it? I'm minding my own business, watching some film, trying to get ready, trying to get out here and be the best coach I can be," he continued. "I look up and read some bullshit that they said about us. Once again, why would you want to talk about us when we don't talk about nobody? All we do is go out here, work our butts off, do our job on Saturday. But when they give us ammunition, they done messed around and made it what?" And his team responded in unison, "Personal." Sanders added, "It was just going to be a good game. They done messed around and made it." The team said, "Personal. It's going to be a great test, the Battle of Colorado," Sanders said. "But they done messed around and made it personal," his team responded. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm hoping that Coach Prime team win. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that Colorado University wins. You know what I'm saying? I really do. You know what I'm saying? Sanders has turned the Buffaloes into the talk of college football, so much so that both ESPN's College Game Day and Fox Big Noon Kickoff will be in Boulder on Saturday for that game. Now, check out the value chain, right? Look at how much value. Now, somebody needs to sit Deion Sanders down and be like, "Yo, let me explain to you how this value chain stuff works." Let me ask you guys a question. By Deion Sanders being present at Colorado University, what is the influx of money that you all think is now going into Colorado? How much money do you think that Colorado State is going to make from all of those eyes on that game? It's going down. Now, here goes my question. Without Deion Sanders, do you all think that there would be as many eyes on that game? If you guys think that there would be, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't think that there would be, give me a thumbs down. Yeah, I gotta agree. Millions, 100 million, at least 30 million a weekend, which is, I mean, that's a lot going forward. You know what I'm saying? Facts. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys haven't smashed that like button, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, make sure that you guys take a moment and hit the bell. And also, please share the stream to your social media. All right. So now here it says they, Colorado, are not going to like us no matter what we say or do, Norvell said. It doesn't matter. So let's go up there and play. That's just how I feel about it. Norvell becomes the latest coach to take a perceived swipe at Sanders, who made no secret about using a ton of transfers to transform a scuffling program that went 1-11 last year. The Buffaloes opened the Sanders era at Colorado with a 45-42 win at TCU as heavy underdogs. They then beat Nebraska 36-14 in a game where the theme was "This is personal." It was a reference to not only the storied nature of the old rivalry, but the Buffaloes taking note of some critical comments out of Lincoln in the spring. Earlier this week, Norvell spoke about the respect that he had for Sanders. Just to start talking about Colorado, Deion Sanders has had a lot of public critics. I'm not one of them, Norvell said. I really respect all head coaches and the sacrifices they've had to make to become head coaches. I appreciate the path they have to go to get there. So he said that, and then he turns around and trashes Deion Sanders. Yeah, look at John. Shout out to John. John says millions. Their ticket prices are the highest in the country right now. Let's just make this definitive statement right now that all of this money being made by Colorado University would not be made at all if Deion Sanders himself was not there. Is that true or false? When you as a person bring that kind of value to an establishment, that is a irreplaceable asset. You know what I'm saying? And if you ask, I'm not trying to be funny. You know what I'm saying? We keeping it black light. That's something that you need to be able to understand how to appropriately weaponize. If you know how to appropriately weaponize your value and put it together with a value chain, like I said, people start doing that, getting that together, people will see the world fundamentally change a lot faster than they will through politics. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, Norvell educated his team on the history of a rivalry that started in 1893. He also noted the last time the game was held in Boulder, September 6th of 2019, the Rams won 23-17. This might be the most eyes that have ever been on this game, Norvell said. That's a tremendous opportunity for us and our kids. Norvell, who is in his second season at Colorado State, also pointed out the significance of a matchup that features two black head coaches, which is interesting because this Norvell dude, I mean, I ain't trying to be funny, but like, he's bleach butter biscuit beige. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be funny, but probably why he acting like that. It holds a lot of weight, Norvell said. I'm really proud to be a part of that. Sanders agreed. It's just tremendous getting this opportunity and allowing the nation to see what we are more than capable of doing. A sufficient job, Sanders said, and I'm happy that he pointed that out. I have the utmost respect for him. So, I think that, Deion Sanders is going to be Deion Sanders, and he handled that in a Deion Sanders way. But ultimately, I think where Deion Sanders is going to do most of his talking is with his coaching that I believe is going to lead them to a very definitive victory. I think that that's going to be a very definitive victory. All right. So now here's another article where they talk about his rivalry. Yeah, them bleach butter biscuits. You know what I'm saying? Them butter biscuits. I'm gonna show y'all in a minute. You know what I'm saying? That coach, I didn't even know it was a black dude. He looked like Ben Jealous from the NAACP. Y'all know. Y'all know who Ben Jealous is from the NAACP? Yeah, Norvell was crazy, talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Norvell was crazy, talking crazy. It was all good, though. He ain't gonna talk crazy after this. Deion Sanders made the most of rival coaches' comments about him always wearing sunglasses and a hat. Now, my question for you guys is, why do you all think that they said something about him wearing sunglasses and a hat? Probably because you can't say anything about his performance. And what's funny about this is that the media will take this and just run with it and act like there's some type of performance deficiency because he wears sunglasses and a hat. But the thing that will ultimately make them so upset is that Deion's talent speaks for itself. Regardless of what you say, you upset because he wears chains, because he got bling bling, you know what I'm saying? Because he wears the glasses, because he wears the hat. It goes back to the original talking points that they always say, well, we need to get the best guy for the job. And clearly Deion Sanders is doing a great job, doing a better job than anybody that they've had there so far, especially if money is a measure, right? Let me ask you guys a question. The team statistics are definitely a measure of how well Colorado is being coached. However, how would you all classify the financial influx of money that Deion Sanders is bringing to this team and to this area and to other teams? I mean, the Colorado State should be thanking Deion Sanders because no one would care about them otherwise. I mean, some people would, people in Colorado that have a vested interest in that rivalry, alumni and stuff like that, local people, but not on a national level. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, when Jay Norvell threw shade at Deion Sanders for wearing sunglasses during his interview, Coach Prime responded by handing out some of his signature shades. That's the way to do it. Sanders passed out pairs of Prime 21 sunglasses to his players during a team meeting. I just want to see how y'all look in them. You look good. Then he gave some to the host of ESPN's First Take and the Pat McAfee Show. to wear on set Friday. College Game Day is broadcasting this week from Boulder, where Sanders led the Buffaloes to a number 18 ranking and a 2-0 start after taking a 1-11 team and bringing in more than 80 new players. They kicked off the season with an upset to TCU over the national runners-up, and then walloped Nebraska last weekend. So that's another thing, because everybody said that those players, when they left Jackson State, were not going to be able to do good at Colorado University. And that's so far being proven wrong. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, before big games at Oregon and against USC, Colorado hosts Colorado State, who is 0-1 on Saturday night. And during his weekly radio show, Norvell took a swipe at Sanders' habit of wearing his cap and sunglasses during media interviews. I sat down with ESPN today, and I don't care if they hear it in Boulder. I told them I took my hat off, I took my glasses off. And I said, when I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and glasses off. That's what my mother taught me, Norvell said. They're not going to like us no matter what we say or do. It doesn't matter. So let's go up there and play. Although that provided motivation for Colorado, which is a 3-touchdown favorite over the Rams, Sanders told McAfee he didn't appreciate Norvell's comments following a week of respectful banter. I didn't like that it happened because it's another black coach, Sanders said. We started out right. He was complimenting me. I was complimenting him, but it just took a quick left. What happened? Now, that's a good question. That's my question for you guys. What do you think happened there? Why do you guys think that Norvell took that turn with going from being respectful to throwing those swipes? What do you guys think? I didn't like that it happened because it's another black coach, Sanders said. We started out right. He was complimenting me. I was complimenting him, but it just took a quick left. What happened? Now, here goes my thing, right? And this is, I want to know how you guys feel about it. I understand Deion Sanders saying this, right? I understand the sentiments, and I feel exactly what he's saying. Me personally, though, to say this to the white media is pointless. As a matter of fact, it only gives them ammunition to just say more nonsense. So, if I had an interview, like with a black media outlet, I might have said something like that. But saying that to a white media outlet, I wouldn't have said that to a white media outlet because they don't care about it. As a matter of fact, I mean, they're actually happy about it because that's what they like to see. That's the whole point of sports. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, when Sanders handed out the stylish sunglasses to his players Thursday, he said Norvell's dig at him was going to backfire, not only with the fired up Buffaloes team on Saturday, but by helping sales of the sunglasses. And I agree. It probably is. People going to buy that stuff. People love that kind of stuff. Like, people get into that kind of stuff. People get into that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They didn't realize they just helped me with business, he told his team. Game day host Reese Davis and his colleagues, analyst Desmond Howard, had very different takes when asked Friday about Norvell's digs at Sanders. Davis said he didn't think Norvell's comments were meant as anything more than a message to his own players that they weren't going to back down against a team and its charismatic coach that's getting so much national attention. Who do you think he's talking to? Davis said. He's talking to his players. We're not afraid. We're going in there. We're not intimidated by all the attention they get or by the force of his personality or the talent of Travis Hunter or Shedeur Sanders. We're not intimidated by any of that. We're going to play and we're going to do our thing. Davis said Colorado rightfully used Norvell's words as bulletin board fodder, but I didn't think for a second Norvell meant to insult Sanders. Now, here's my question. I do think that he meant to insult Sanders. I think that he meant to put him down. I mean, you're trying to sit there basically and accuse the man of not having any home training. That's a put down. You know what I'm saying? You got to own that. You know what I mean? Howard called it petty for Norvell to complain about Sanders wearing sunglasses or a hat and never should have brought anyone's mother into the discussion. And I agree with Howard. If you guys agree with Howard, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Hey, TD say, I hate when Rob don't go to work. Then he be streaming all day. I don't mean I'm just hating. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with it. Just hating with TD and Rob. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all didn't get just talking with TD and Rob. So when I live streaming, TD coming to the chat, y'all getting just hating with TD and Rob this week. That's hilarious. So now here it says, if you know Deion Sanders, not even Coach Prime, but if you know Deion Sanders, he's really, really close to his mom, like extremely close to his mother, Howard said. So when you bring it to the way you were raised, that's like damn near beyond personal. I'm assuming at this point he wants to apologize for that because it wasn't necessary. And I agree. And again, like I said, I wouldn't have said, I wouldn't have had those kind of talks with a white media outlet. But, if TD was doing something other than talking shit in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Like if if TD was talking shit, if TD was doing something other than talking shit in the chat, you know what I'm saying? If he was out here interviewing people and he decided to give me an interview, you know what I'm saying? I'd have said, Joe, TD, you know what I'm saying? Besides the fact that, I wish that you would stream more and, interview some of these cats, you know what I'm saying? What else I would do is I would ask this guy, why is he attacking my upbringing? Why is he attacking the way that my mom raised me? You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that, most black men have a deep love and respect for their mothers, Novell knows that. And that's why he said it. Flat out. You know what I'm saying? And if that's not the case, then my question is, when people roast each other, why, when people don't have anything else to say, do they say, your mama? Your mama. TD know I'm just messing with him. TD know I'm just messing with him, DSB. Hey, speaking of which, let me ask y'all a question. How many of y'all would like to see a Coach Prime TD Hip Hop Media interview? If y'all would be interested in that, give me a thumbs up. If y'all wouldn't, give me a thumbs down. So if we get more than 10 thumbs up, TD got to work on that. We're gonna put that on TD. All right, you got 10 thumbs up. Now you got to go ahead and get in touch with Coach Prime and get him on the show, bro. The TD Hip Hop Media Coach Prime Challenge. Who down for it? Oh, look at this, man. We got a lot of thumbs up. You better get to work, TD. He said, nah, just talking is over. I bet you it would be over if you got Coach Prime on TD Hip Hop Media. TD Hip Hop Media would chop that up into about 7 3-minute video clips. You know what I'm saying? Run them bad boys on Premiere. Put the big one on Patreon. You know what I'm saying? Hold that bad boy for about 3 or 4 days. Run it as a Premiere. Put it back private. Run it as a Premiere again. Put it back private. And then finally run that bad boy as a Premiere. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. You got your work cut out for you, dog. You know what I'm saying? You got your work cut out for you. Look at all the thumbs up in the comment section. That's all you. That's all you, Playboy. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, Howard said taking a shot at Sanders over his fashion seems silly because you're talking about a guy who doesn't swear, drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't use drugs. He's a great example for young men and women. And you want to sit there and talk about if he had shades or a hat on, like pretty ridiculous. How petty and ridiculous are you to go there? Why does that even bother you? Shouldn't your attention be on something else? How's your team going? How are your players doing? How are his players doing? How's his team doing? And I agree, for real, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, Norvell is buttermilk bleach beige.